if you could just mute yourself if you're not talking. That way we can minimize the feedback. Otherwise, feel free to unmute yourself and jump right in and ask any questions. Once again, AdWords, there's a lot to it. I want to keep this till about 3:30 Eastern time. If we want to go over, no problem. Feel free to jump off if you need to. No worries. There is a GoToMeeting link to bring up the Tallahassee AdWords account, and that's what I'm viewing right now and sharing with everybody. So you should be able to view that. And looks like it's about 3:03 p.m., so I'd like to go ahead and start. Chris, go ahead and butt in anytime or get in the call if you need me to address anything or if I gloss over anything. But just want to kind of do a general AdWords conversation with everyone on the call. I know there's about 2 to 3 people right now that are just listening to me talk verbally and not looking at the screenshots or screen right now. So I'll just kind of give a brief overview of AdWords and just kind of jump right into it to talk to everyone. So again, appreciate your time. We'll try to be brief but detailed and answer all your questions. And once again, if you've got a question, feel free to ask. This is an open call for everybody. But if you're not talking, just mute yourself. Okay, Chris, a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, sent everyone a PowerPoint presentation. This was the PowerPoint presentation that kind of I send to new franchisees, new corporate locations of doorstep delivery. I've used this presentation for about a year now with some modifications. And that PowerPoint presentation, feel free to go over on your own time. Actually, I might have that up right now. Okay, yeah, this is just a quick PowerPoint. This goes into kind of explaining what Google AdWords is, and I'll just spend about 3 to 4 minutes on this. This presentation was designed to teach you about what Google AdWords is. I do have Google Analytics, which is something a little bit different running on everybody's website. And Google Analytics integrates with Google AdWords. And Analytics tells me actually how much traffic we get from AdWords. The average branch across all doorstep deliveries get about 40 to 55% of their traffic through Google. This doesn't include Facebook links, social media links. When you look at the whole picture, we have more people Google searching us than actually going directly to doorstepdelivery.com or one of our subdomains. So this presentation that I had made, and I'm not going to really go over it, I'm just showing it on the screen right now. It goes really detailed into kind of a lot of things I'm talking about. I use a couple examples for a company that did flowers, a dental company I had worked for a long time ago, and then I start going into doorstep delivery. This is basically how to create a campaign on your own. However, I have a campaign running for everybody and an account for everyone, so you don't have to worry about that. It just goes into a little detail. I think I use my old West Palm Beach keywords on this just to show you what a keyword, go over what a keyword is, and then how you write an ad. And I think I have some example ads here that were pretty successful. And the account just goes over some screenshots of I think it was Palm Beach Gardens account and some of my other info on here. So that just goes over that. Feel free to look on that on your own time. Basically, every single city in doorstep delivery has an AdWords account going. I'm managing a lot of them. And what AdWords is the ads that appear at the top of Google searches. Whenever someone Googles restaurant delivery, food delivery, any type of keywords, I'm going to go to my keywords tab on the Tallahassee account and just bring that up. And this just shows you I'm looking at all the different keywords. I have about 100 keywords right now. And what a keyword is delivery, food delivery. You'll see some of the examples, delivery Tallahassee, things like that. And so all the keywords are different for every single city, but I do have a list of 100 of the most successful keywords, and I copy that in all the campaigns. So I think one of the most recent accounts I set up was Nashville's. So instead of delivery Tallahassee, it'll say delivery Nashville. And you'll notice in some of these I have brackets around them or parentheses or quotes, and what those are is just different ways of using the keyword if someone uses the keyword directly. So, like for example, someone's not on mute if they don't mind putting themselves on mute here real quick. Appreciate that. But basically, there's a couple different ways of Google searches. When someone goes to Google or an affiliate site that's using Google, they can type in delivery directly, and that's it. and any IP address within that city, like Nashville, Orlando, wherever, that keyword will pop up one of our ads. Now, if I put it in brackets, that means that term, like say for instance, I'm looking at delivery Tallahassee. If I have brackets around that, what that means is that somebody could search delivery Tallahassee right now, or delivery Tallahassee late night delivery or something. As long as that keyword is somewhere in that search, our ad will appear. Okay, and so one of the things that I do that takes a lot of work on each of the AdWords accounts is I sit here every day and I log into everyone's account and I look at all their keywords, and you look at all the data for that day, for that week. You kind of look at it and you determine who's clicking on it, how effective it is, and what the cost per conversion is. Okay, and what a conversion is a code that Chris and I have put on the final page of your ordering. So when a customer Google searches, say delivery, food delivery, restaurant delivery, whatever keywords, I have hundreds, and I can always add more to your account as requested. Basically, what we do is we just basically add these keywords as necessary. So Tallahassee, I just searched by number of impressions, and that's the number of times our ad has shown up in Tallahassee. And I've got a couple different ads running that say, hey, food delivery, order now. Got a couple different things on our ads, but our number one search term the keyword that triggered our ad the most in just Tallahassee, and again, this is different for every city, is the word delivery. Just delivery by itself as a broad term. So that's broad, let's say 13,000 impressions. I received, out of those 13,000 impressions, I received over 3,000 clicks in the last 30 days. That's excellent. There's a really high CTR, which is CTR means click ratio, basically. So 22% of the time, almost 23% of the time in Tallahassee, when someone searches something with delivery, I have 3,000 clicks, which is, again, about 23% of the people clicking on that ad. That is excellent. That is awesome. When you look underneath it, a little bit less, my second most search keyword that brings up our ad is delivery Tallahassee. This is similar to most cities, delivery whatever city. I only had a little over 3,000 impressions and only 317 clicks, so my CTR percentage, or the number of people that clicked on that ad, was about 9.74%. So it's a little bit more. That tells me that there's probably more competition. I need to change a picture on the ad, maybe revamp the ad a little bit more, maybe lower the cost per click to try to get some more clicks, stuff like that. And this tells you on this screen what our average cost. So the main keyword delivery in Tallahassee, for instance, is a lot cheaper per click than bidding on a keyword like delivery Tallahassee, which is like 79 cents per click, so almost like 2.5 times almost, and you can see the cost that we've spent. So Tallahassee's budget is roughly about $1,500 to $2,000 ad spend per month. A lot of our other locations, I'm at $300 to $500. Our largest is Orlando at $3,000 per month. You can see last 30 days. I'm back on the screen on main campaigns, and you always go to cost and you go to total. And so Tallahassee, for instance, 1,548.47. And so when I start an AdWords campaign, whenever we do an AdWords, a brand new branch, doorstep branch that has AdWords, or if it's less than 6 months old, we don't just generally start off with $1,000 or $2,000. Usually we like to get a lot of info, a lot of data, because the more data that I have, the more I can adjust our click rate, I can adjust our ads, I can know what's working, what's not working, because the same keywords that I'm doing, like say in Orlando, do not work in Nashville or will not work in Charlotte, or Raleigh, for instance. Raleigh and Knoxville, very different, So those are just examples of some of the budgets that we do. But I started a lot of my cities. Some of my other franchise cities were I remember when I took over their AdWords accounts, even Orlando, it's $300 to $500 per month ad spend. But as we got the cost per conversion up, which means the number of people that converted versus the total cost, it's basically your another term for that is CPA, cost per acquisition. Every city that I do this with, I want to make sure my CPA, or cost per acquisition, is less than $3 per conversion. So right now I can see, like, city delivery, I've got to adjust this a little bit because it's at $4.33. City food delivery I've been working on a little bit. That's at $3.89. But hey, I've got quite a bit of clicks, quite a bit of impressions for both of these. That city delivery that's at $4.33. That's not bad. It just needs to get better. So basically these are new campaigns I've started. It's getting a lot of impressions. Little lower CTR, click rate. But what I would do is I would go into this account now and keep adjusting. So if I go to, instead of last 30 days, if I went to last 7 days of data or something, it would be a little bit better. So my goal is to get it like this first campaign, the general campaign. I have in the last 30 days almost 15,000 impressions for this Tallahassee campaign, and again almost 3,200 clicks. That's a 21.1% click rate. So almost more than 1/5 of my ads are being clicked on, which is great. Our average position for this is excellent. We always want to be under 2. Between 1 and 2 is perfect. So my average ad position, I'm either the first ad or the second ad. I had 813 conversions, which means 813 people went through and basically ordered within a 2-hour time span, and so that means my cost per conversion for this campaign was $1.28 per conversion. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. And then I also have conversion rate, and the conversion rates usually for doorstep deliveries versus other types of businesses I've done AdWords for. We usually have about 15% to 30% of the people who click on our ad actually convert and go all the way through. So that's kind of an interesting statistic here. So this actually just shows you some data going across the board of just this campaign, and you can see I actually need to do some adjustments on the other ones, but we haven't spent like a lot of money on the other ones. So I generally try to lower the budget on campaigns that don't perform well, and then basically, going back to my example, I remember when Orlando and Tampa, they were spending only $300 to $500 per month. Now we're spending thousands a month because I was able to increase the budget, increase my cost per click, and then gradually go above that. So looking at our different ad groups now, you can see each of the campaigns I've separated into ad groups, and I have a bunch of different ads. So I'm actually just showing you the ads really quick. Some of the ads are very, very similar. Like for Tallahassee, I have very similar ads. Some cities I have totally different ads. Like I just have find Tallahassee delivery, you crave food, we deliver food. I believe the reason I copied and made all the ads the same for this was because it was my most successful ad. I tried in a lot of cities to be kind of cool and hip with a couple new different ads. Sometimes they were a failure, sometimes they weren't. So usually I put a couple different ads, but these so far are the most clicked ads, so I think that's why I have all the ads the same here. I can always go into a campaign, so I can go like say into let's go into general, for instance. That's my most clicked on campaign, my most successful campaign. I have 3 ad groups, which are all different keywords. I can potentially put different ads into those groups, and I can look at keywords, for instance, and just kind of look at what's the most successful. So in this case, like I mentioned, delivery, food delivery. Let me go by impressions here. I can search food delivery near me, delivery nearby, meal delivery. These are the most popular searches in basically Tallahassee, where it triggers our ad. So I can always go to search terms on the keyword tab, search terms, and I can look at actually, let me look at yesterday in Tallahassee. This is kind of a neat feature. I can look at all the search terms that triggered my ad in Tallahassee. So one of the things I need to do is I look through every single day, and I look through, okay, what are the search terms that triggered? And sometimes I will find keywords or searches that have no bearing on our ads. Like I think one of them was so I see the competitor like Penny Delivery is engaged. We had our ad in Tallahassee run 53 times yesterday, 9 clicks but no conversions from Penny Delivery. There's a couple different things like McDonald's delivery here. So I guess I don't have McDonald's. I don't want our ad to show up for McDonald's delivery. So on my screen right now, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to add it as a negative keyword. I'm going to apply it to my campaign. I do not want our ad to show up for McDonald's delivery. I think I actually was going through here. I think I saw KFC delivery. I know we do not deliver for KFC at all, so I'm going to add that as a negative keyword. I don't want that showing up because it'll never get us conversions. So I basically block that. So I do this like every day in a lot of everyone's accounts, or every other day when I double check. So you can always look at your search terms, and I've gone through a lot of garbage search terms, and you can always look at your negative keywords, and negative keywords are keywords I don't want. One of the things I have for negative keywords and a lot of the cities is like jobs, job application, driver applications. I just don't want our ads to be triggered by a lot of that. And some of the other things too is in ad extensions and audiences tab, I've gone in and made sure our ad never appears on any adult websites, on any forums. I don't want our ad appearing in-game. I don't want it appearing in some apps, basically. So I have our ad very specific on Google search, and I also have our ad in our ads appearing on different websites and affiliate websites. So I know some people on this call have sent me screenshots of their ad appearing on like ESPN.com, CNN, a bunch of other websites that use Google AdWords and Google affiliate advertising, and so our ad appears on there as a picture as well. So I do have picture ads that I can add. Another thing is something called ad extensions that I add to everyone's ad, and that includes phone numbers, site links. Site links, basically what site links are, is we have links under everyone's ad that says order delivery now, browse all restaurants, things like that. I have call extensions, which lists our phone number, so our phone number can basically be called. I usually have call-outs, reviews, apps. I think my app is pending here, but basically I can add a lot of different customizations to everyone's ad, and I've tried to do that in every single market, including my brand new accounts. I've added all of that. The one thing that we're waiting on to add that really helped our ad at the top is you'll probably notice when you Google some of your competitors, or just Google without an ad blocker on, just go to google.com in your city, just as an exercise, and you can do this anytime, is Google restaurant delivery, food delivery in your city, in addition to that. And doorstep delivery should be up there with both our ad and our organic search, where our website comes up somewhere. So it'll be our ad usually and our website. Okay, so we don't pay anything for that organic search where it's just our website down there. Our ad will usually say ad next to it, but you'll notice Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, Order Up, a couple of the big boys have been putting their Google reviews on there, and you'll notice that. I've actually held off on adding everyone's Google reviews to our ads, so we don't have that appearing right now. That's one of the projects I'm working on to help with our AdWords. Google actually will make your ad appear even more when we have the 5-star reviews or the star reviews. So what we're trying to do is get it so that on our benchmark emails and stuff, this is kind of a side note in addition to AdWords, we want to get as many reviews on our Google business profiles as possible when you Google, and then that way we want to make sure it's like 4.5 star and above, and it makes our ad appear and it looks really nice with the star reviews and everything like that. So we can actually just add that right in. So that's just kind of a basic overview of both the keywords and the campaigns and things like that. So when you go into a campaign, again, you have different ad groups, things like that. And then what I'll do is I'll sit here and look at, I'm looking into all the ad groups of my first campaign in this Tallahassee, for instance. So you'll see I have conversions, cost per conversions. Looks like I'm looking at yesterday's data. So for instance, yesterday I had, in this campaign, this delivery campaign, 107 clicks yesterday, which is awesome, 465 impressions, so that's about 23% of the people clicked on the ad. Average cost per click was about 36 cents, so that's across the whole board for this. And I got about 25 conversions. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And again, this has been a long time to bring this account up to this level. So my average cost per conversion was $1.53. So I can always click on my ad group and basically go into my keywords and look to see where some of those conversions came from. So in this case, it was the keyword delivery here, and again, my average cost per click was 36 cents. Cost per conversion was $1.53. So that's really, really good. That's well above our or well below our $3 per conversion CPA, or cost per acquisition, that we're trying to obtain over a long period of time, right? So what I would do in this case on my screen, what I'm going to do is probably just make this like probably like 99 cents instead of 95, bidding 95 cents max. I'm going to bid 99 cents. So this is just an example of what I do, and then I will go down throughout this list here and try to bump this up, try to look at it and go, okay, you know, we got 2 conversions here, we got 1 conversion here. I'm going to bump up my cost per click here, and so forth and so on with doing that. So that's a lot of manual labor. You can also see on my screen like the keyword delivery online. I have it at 93 cents a click. And Google will tell me, hey, below your first page bid at this very moment, in order for me to have anything, our ad triggered online for the term delivery online, whether that customer puts that in directly or puts it in that area just by itself in Google, I would have to bid $1.49, which is pretty ridiculous. When I start getting above $1 in some of the markets, that means it's very, very competitive. Some of the markets do have that. It makes it a lot more challenging. But some of our markets where we've been a while, or it's taken a long time, I'm able to see which keywords make a lot of sense. You know, in some cities, I can't even bid on the word delivery. Some of the bigger cities during certain periods of the day, because that bid can be up as high as $3-4 a click. Denver and Miami is a good example of that. But then it falls off. All the people stop bidding on it, and then it falls off, and I'm able to bid on it and do a little bit better job. So in this case, I just try to make it about 99 cents max that I'm willing to pay, depending on the hours of the day, and then, you know, just make sure that it goes through. And so far, it's doing pretty well at $1.53 a conversion. My biggest competitors in every single city, just to let everybody know, is Grubhub and Grubhub, EasyCater, Postmates. I'll kind of do a quick example. Hold on just a moment. Let me do, let's do Orlando food delivery. Okay. I'm going to Google Orlando food delivery. And because I'm not in Orlando, my ad isn't going to pop up. I just wanted to show everyone this. I'm located right now. My IP address is in Gainesville, Florida, and just to show you how silly some of this AdWords stuff gets. So I'm in Gainesville, Florida, which is still a good 150 miles from Orlando. You'll notice when I Google searched here, Orlando food delivery, not even in Orlando, our ad doesn't pop up at all. You'll notice that. That's actually a good thing, because I'm not even located in Orlando. It would be a waste of money for us if I had your ad appear, you know, someone in Nashville Google's delivery Orlando or delivery Tampa, and our ad showed up. That's not good. So what I've done is I've made sure that our ad only runs in the territory that it should be running, which is our delivery area. So all these people on my screen right now, I just Google search Orlando food delivery. I had Order Up's ad come. Order Up's a very big company. I had Home Chef meal delivery come up, Blue Apron meal delivery, and then I had food delivery Grubhub, which came up as number 4 right now. So my biggest competitor right now in a lot of cities is Order Up and Grubhub. Grubhub is always there no matter what, and I know in some cities Grubhub does their own delivery. So I'm constantly battling with Grubhub. Constantly battling with Order Up, and Order Up, when they first came to a lot of our cities, they just automatically did this #1 bid strategy in all cities, where no matter what, like let me look at one of my campaigns. I'll show you, this is an option that we can do, is they change their bid strategy. So some of these new big companies, when they get to a city, they change their bid strategy. So what they do is they go to the bid strategy. I'm just showing on the Tallahassee screen right now, and they basically go target search page location, and then they can basically go, hey, I want to bid no matter the cost. I want our ad to be #1, okay? So I've tried doing this in a couple cities, especially Orlando, and actually have Orlando up. Doesn't go quite well. Reason being is your ad becomes #1, and it will bid in some cities like Orlando at peak times like $3 to $4 a click. Makes no sense to anybody here to pay $20-25 to gain a customer on AdWords. That would, it's not necessarily throwing your money away. It is, you're literally spending a lot of money doing that. So we actually have that. I have that going in Orlando. I've paused it for the moment because we had keywords like food delivery, Orlando food delivery, everything. So when you were in Orlando, our ad would come up #1. So I had that going, but eventually it's still like $7 to $10 per conversion once it stabilizes, which is still really, really high, and I can't do anything about that when we're bidding number one, right? So one of the things I do in all cities now is instead of this, I do manual CPC or I do enhanced CPC. The difference is manual cost per click means I sit there and manually adjust it depending on what I see. When I have about 6 months to a year of data in an AdWords account, then I can start doing enhanced CPC, which Google starts looking, and that means enhanced cost per click. So basically there's different phases of how I do your AdWords account. Some of the larger cities like Orlando, like Tampa, like Jacksonville, I'm in like phase 2, phase 3 of moving forward with the account because I have enough data to know, hey, delivery is a really good keyword in this city where I can bid on, I can up our budget and move forward from there. Some cities it's just extremely competitive because of our competition. And I know I've talked to a couple of the cities about that, which keywords are really, really competitive. Or I know Orlando's a good one. Jacksonville's not probably a good one. Raleigh food delivery. Same thing. Order Up basically doesn't have their geolocation turned on, so they're wasting a lot of money. Whoever's doing Order Up's ads, but you can see it says ad next to it. So basically, you have our ads and stuff, and you'll notice the stars here on my screen. I'm showing you like Doorstep Delivery Raleigh has 16 reviews right now. It's rated a 4.2. Basically, what that is that's triggering our reviews here. So we want to make sure that we continue trying to get our reviews, and once your branch reaches 4.5 or has a lot of reviews, we can add that to our ad, and it'll come out very, very well. So that's just one additional thing that we can do that I'm working on right now with all the branches. Just wanted to go over that. Looking at my PowerPoint, I think I've covered a lot of different things about AdWords, and again, going over cost per conversions, going over quality score. That's one of the ways that your ad ranks. I was discussing with adding the 4.5 star review. If we can add your Google business page to your ads, it helps make that quality score of your ad go up, and then Google likes that, so they actually make your ad appear a little bit more. So that's basically how that works. So that's again kind of a big overview of AdWords. I know I did it pretty quick. It's been about 25 minutes. I just wanted to find out if anyone had any questions. I wanted to open it up to the floor. Just wanted to see if anyone had any questions. Yeah, feel free to talk, and I'm open. We'll give it a few more seconds, but feel free to talk if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, I don't know if Chris is still there. If Chris wanted to say a few things, but anyone feel free to ask a question.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Ray in Nashville. Hey, do you mind staying online afterwards? And I was going to get you to maybe pull up. I know I just got in business with you this month. I was going to get you to kind of pull up that same stuff, just kind of walk through it with me for Nashville. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem. Tell you what, after this call, Ray, we'll go ahead and I'll try to do a video sharing with you, and then go ahead and share that with you, and then we can go step by step with Nashville. No problem at all.
Okay.
So,
thanks.
Yep.
Get a cat.
Anybody else have any questions?
Chris will jump in. I can see that Scott is chatting, so I don't know if you can see that, but I think Scott was asking if you could offer some consulting, even if he's working with someone else. And Scott, I would say the answer is yes, not to put words in Eric's mouth. But one thing I would say for the Rays and the Scotts and everybody, let's just set up some private time and we can all just talk a little bit more, or anybody on this call. I know this call was very, very general, but the idea is that now if you talk to Eric about anything else in the future, you already kind of have the basics already locked in, and we can just kind of just dive right into the specifics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to give good news to everybody.